Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, you're welcome. In today's video, I'll be showing you how to make this very beautiful shirt with neck collar. If this is a video you're interested in, please keep on watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this channel. I'll be working with 2 yards of Ankara fabric. If you're on a bigger size, you can work with 2.5 yards of Ankara fabric for this shirt. So now, first step, I'll mark 2.5 inches for my button allowance. So I've gone ahead to mark that, and I'll just go ahead now and mark my shoulder to bust line, which is 9 inches, my shoulder to waist, which is 16 inches, my shoulder to hip, which is 23 inches, and my shoulder to length, 27 inches. I'll add 1 inch of sewing allowance to it. That will make it 28 inches. I'll go ahead and extend the lines just as shown. After extending the lines, you want to go to the next step, and that is to impute your measurement. I'll impute my shoulder measurement. My shoulder is 16 inches divided by 2. That will give me 8 inches. I'll mark that 8 inches on both the starting line or shoulder line and on the bust line. So I'll connect that with a straight line, as you can see in the video. I'll come down by 1 inch for the shoulder slope and mark 3 inches for my neck width. I'll connect that line just as shown, and I'll proceed next to mark my midpoint of my armhole line. That will give me 4 inches, and I'll come inwards by 0.5 inches. After doing that, I'll mark my bust round measurement. My bust round is 42 inches. 42 inches divided by 4, that will give me 10.5. I've gone to mark that measurement, and I'll curve my armhole just as shown. Both the front and the back armhole, I'll curve it. Now I'll move to my waistline. I'll mark my waist. My waist is 38 inches divided by 4. That will give me 9.5. I'll mark that. And my hip is 44 divided by 4. That will give me 11 inches. I'll mark that. And I'll go ahead and mark the same measurement for my length as well. So I'm adding 2.5 inches of sewing allowance because I don't want it too tight. I want it a bit free so that it can, stay very well on my body. So right now I'll connect the lines just as shown. After connecting the lines, I'll proceed to the next step, and the next step is marking my neck length. I'll mark my neck length. For the back, I'll do 1 inches, and for the front, I'll do 3 inches because I'm attaching a collar to this shirt. So I'll be marking 3 inches for the front neck length, and I'll be marking 1 inch for the back neck length. If you don't understand what I'm doing, please just watch the video. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comment section and I'll be sure to reply. So right now I've gone to curve the neckline, and I'll extend it to the button allowance. So I'll cut out my pattern, and I'll place the front pattern on the back pattern to cut it out. I will extend the button allowance a bit from the fabric, just like I'm doing, and I'll cut out my back pattern from the front pattern. If you don't understand, please just watch the video. You can pause it, come back, replay, and watch the video. I'll just go ahead. After cutting out the pattern, I'll proceed to cutting out the sleeves for this shirt. Before I go to cut out my sleeve and draft my sleeve, I'm just notching my waistline, my hip line, so that by the time I'm placing it on my sewing machine, I'll be able to know where to sew on. So I've gone ahead to mark my cap's height. To get your cap's height, bust round divided by 12. For mine is 42 divided by 12. That will give me 3.5. I've gone ahead to mark that and extend the line. So I'm just curving my armhole just as shown. I'm curving the sleeve rather. So I've gone ahead to curve it just as shown. I'll proceed next to marking the length. My sleeve round is 18 inches. So I'll mark 9 inches because I want the sleeve to be free. I don't want it tight. It's just a very simple shirt with collar. Now I'll proceed to cutting out my sleeve, and this is the cutout of the sleeve. At this point, we are going to be assembling the patterns together, I've gone to place soft stay on the button allowance, and I've ironed it together just as shown. So right now I'm placing the back pattern on the front pattern, right sides facing each other. I'll go and sew the shoulder seams, the side seams, and I'll also attach the sleeve. I'll go ahead and do that on my sewing machine, and I'll come back and show you how it looks like. I proceeded in doing that step. I've gone to sew my seams together. It came out really looking nice. So the next step now is to measure the neck round so that I'll be able to draft out my collar. I'll be using a simple collar for this shirt, just as you can see in the thumbnail. That's the type of collar we are using for this shirt. So now I've taken the neck round, the measurement of the neck round, and mine ended at 20 inches. You want to take your time in doing this step. If possible, do it like twice or 3 times so that you'll be accurate. So right now I'll go ahead and draft the collar. That 20 inches, I'll divide it by 2. That will give me 10 inches. But on my soft gum stay paper, I'll be drafting the collar. I'll mark 10.5 because I'll be sewing on the 0.25 inches allowance. So I'll mark 10.5, and I went up by 0.25. And after going up by 0.25, I just connected the line just as shown. From that 0.25 mark, I'll be marking 1.5 inches. I'll go upwards by 1.5 inches, and I'll mark that and just connect the line to the folded part. And after connecting the line, I'll just make a small curve on the edge right there. Just make a small curve on the edge right there. And with that, we are done with drafting of the collar. I'll cut out the pattern just as shown. After cutting it out, I'll place it on the fabric and cut it out as well on the fabric. I'll be cutting out 2 pieces because we'll be sewing on it, and I've gone ahead to do that on my sewing machine. I'm just cutting it a little bit so that it will be able to turn over. I'll be able to turn the collar over. After turning it over, I'll go ahead and give it a good press. I'll use my steam iron to press it out. So right now I'll proceed to attaching the collar to my shirt neck round. So there are 2 methods to attaching your collar to your shirt, but I'll be using this method of placing my neck round inside the collar, and I'll just run a stitch through. So I've gone ahead to do that. Right now I'm just marking the spacing for my button allowance. I did 3 inches all the way down, 3 inches separately all the way down. You can do 4 inches depending on how open you want your shirt to be. I'll go ahead now and impute my button along with the buttonhole, and this is the final look. It came out really looking nice. I love the shirt. It's a great fit on me. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and give this video a like. It really helps my channel. Thank you for watching.